topic of conversation today while Kelsey and I eat lunch. The topic of like being flirted with as a girl. She has a hot take because I'm over here being like, is he flirting with me? Like, I don't want you to flirt with me.
Mm-hmm. This is a common thing I see with girls.
Let me just maybe start by like why I don't want it, and then you could like just run your mouth on your perspective. Because it's like, for me, like I just want to feel, and I think what's actually happening here is like the shift in my own mind and not letting like whoever's actions like affect me. But there's something that I get just so uncomfortable with when like a dude is like flirting with me. Like I get all shy. I'm like, wait, I don't know how to be like myself. I feel like really seen in a way, but also not.
Interesting.
Like someone seeing me as like desirable or someone to want to talk to, and like, and in a way that's not just like, let's be homies and talk. Like I would like every interaction to be like that, but then like, I don't know. Okay.
I think also like probably the protection energy is like, is there now an expectation for me to flirt back if you are flirting with me? I don't know you're flirting with me, but maybe you're feeling like you are based on, but here's where I come in, like, based on what? There's this whole gray area before someone makes it obvious. And obvious would, after talking for a while, say, hey, I want to take you on a date. Then it's like the whole thing is clear, obvious. There's been like a validated thing in the universe, in the physical world. All before that, it's like operating off assumptions. Now, someone could not ask you out on a date and be very obvious that they're flirting.
What are signs of someone flirting?
Here's my take before I get there. I don't assume anyone's fucking flirting with me, period. I'm going to treat everybody like they're like a homie and we're trying to have a cool conversation. Male, female, old, young, it doesn't matter. So
but what if they think you're flirting with them?
They're allowed to think whatever they want. Like, that doesn't really concern me. Like, I want a good interaction. I want a good interaction with everybody. I want to have a positive impact on someone's day. And if I think if I all of a sudden get really put off by me assuming someone's flirting with me and then alter the way that I act around them so that I can avoid the whole thing, and that sucks. That does put you in a weird vibe. It doesn't, you're not in your authenticity.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I really like what you said about like, I want to make people's day better, but then I feel like that can be misconstrued. Like, I think I want to do the same, but then I feel weird sometimes because it's misconstrued as like
you flirting back,
or like even anything beyond like being a good human being. Like there's something in my mind where it's like, oh, I'm being nice. Someone is gonna like view me as
me trying to like reach to them. No, I totally get that. I
don't know. There's just like discomfort.
I think what it comes down to is kind of that. Like there's uncomfortability in your field, in your body, and you're kind of trying to like play it safe so that you're not perceived a certain way that's not fueling into this, we're flirting, there's gonna be, but here's kind of my question is like, let's say you don't give a fuck if someone's flirting with you. You don't even have that on your mind. You're just having a super great interaction. And then at the end of that, then they ask you on a date. Is that the worst case scenario? Like, what's the worst case scenario that happens with you just being like totally unconcerned about whether they're flirting or not, whether they're gonna ask you on a date or not, whether you're fueling the fire or not. You're just totally off the cuff, fantastically radiant. And then what's the fear there?
I think the fear is being radiant, and then like what you just said about at the end of the conversation, like
if they blank ask you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this whole time there was an assumption that like I was doing anything beyond just being kind and wanting to get to know you. And
so this is the fear. If I'm radiant, then I will have to reject someone after I was radiant towards them. So it's almost like you're taking all the responsibility in the conversation. You're taking all the responsibility and also making an assumption while you're doing it that they're flirting with you if afterwards you're irritated, but nothing even happened. I don't know, it's a lot of assumptions. It's a lot of assuming. And then we're labeling men that maybe we're just also feeling radiant as people that are coming in and trying to get at you. Like, you don't even know. You don't know most of the time. Most of the time you won't know. Sometimes you will, because they'll have the courage to actually voice it. But oftentimes that isn't actually how it goes down, right? So it's this whole middle ground. And the sad thing about it is that you didn't get to be radiant. That's the saddest part about it, I think. You didn't get to be.
Dude, how do you feel about being radiant?
I quite enjoy it.
Like, how does, like, actually you being radiant, like, feel?
It feels like you're lighting up the room with, like, genuine, like, kindness, interest, curiosity. Also, maybe, like, this deep yearning inside of all of us that we want to help everyone we come into contact with, because service is one of the main reasons why people come to Earth, or souls come to Earth. So it's like, you're not able to, like, bust out of your seams if you feel like you can't. You don't get to be that radiant. You don't get to be of deeper service. But it becomes complicated as a woman, because what you're saying and speaking to is very real. It's very real for a lot of women. I myself, I'm not saying that this doesn't happen to me, but I also feel like I am well into my queen era at this point, and I just don't have time for all that. Like, I gotta be me.
You gotta be radiant.
Yeah, I gotta be radiant, bro. I got a limited time on this.
37 this month.
37 this month. I ain't got time to waste. My advice, be as radiant as possible and get very, very good and comfortable with rejecting people in a kind way. You have an interaction with someone, you're radiant as hell. They're Google Gaga over you. They're like, yo, like, I have to ask you on a date because I'm so stoked on this interaction. And then at the end, you get to be like, I'm so flattered that I impacted you that much. And I just have to say, like, I'm not interested. What I am interested in is you having a great day.
Hi, John. What's up?
One of my faves.
Final thought is, like, advice for me who's a little shy on fully being radiant.
My advice?
On how to mentally, like, get there. Like, what's the journey to get there? To just be, like, so comfortable and confident that
I think, like, first thing is always awareness, right? In any type of, like, self-improvement, self-refinement thing, it's like you have to be aware of it. So I think, like, if you're in a moment and you're like, is this dude flirting with me? I think something that could be helpful would be, I don't know. How about I don't take that information in as fact? You know? Mm-hmm. You know? Because I think some people can feel... what's a good word? Like, you know, when you're talking to someone and you're, like, really, like, captured by them, some people could maybe just be captured by your radiance and maybe be thinking you're attractive, but maybe we can be there with them without making an assumption that now they're going to act on it. Now I'm in a position where I have to, like, be uncomfortable and having to, you know?
I guess that's the other thing. It's like, if I know that you think I'm attractive, but you're not trying to put moves on me, like, I'm totally cool with that. Like, if there's just, like, a mutual respect.
Assuming the best of someone also helps, like, from a manifestation perspective, that thing to happen, you know? Also, when you get really good, like, kind of maneuvering in conversations like that, as you get older, like, you can be just spinning circles around someone. They're, like, already out the door, and they're like, whoa, that was a great conversation.
Okay, well, thank you for this great conversation, bitch. I love you.
This is just me, like...
Where do we post this? Because it just clearly says out here.
Well, we're here having real conversations about real life.
But I don't know if I want people to know where we live and work.
I don't mind.
My address is... Send me all the goodies.